Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Blah, 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 blah. Welcome. Happy Monday. We're back. Our house guests of the day are Elizabeth FP and Deirdre Marie. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. And I also want to wish a happy belated birthday to Mimi Imes. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. And before we get started on this trash we got to talk about today, and boys, there's some garbage. I also want to thank our super chatters from the other day because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Justin Tanner, Gail Murphy Comedy, Mimi Robin, Wendy Will, Antonia Ventura, and Mary Ellen L. Thank you all so much for your super chats. Oh, hi. We're ready to get started here. When we left off the other day, the Power of Veto competition was in progress. And boy, it was an important one going into this. There were a lot of possibilities of things that could happen. The players were Cameron the HOH, Jag and Blue, the two nominees, and then 3 extra players, Red, Mimi, and Jared. So going into this competition, Jag is Cameron's primary target. But Cameron and Red had more than a few conversations about Izzy and how she's a problem. She rubs a lot of people the wrong way. They're acknowledging, wow, we are 2 of her least favorite people in this house. Absolutely. They also have a pretty good feeling that she was targeting them going into this week. Yes, along with most of the rest of the house. They are definitely in the dark about that. So all this being said, excuse me, I'm getting choked up. All this being said, Izzy is not the target right now. Okay. Seems like a wasted opportunity, but whatever. They have discussed that Izzy would be the replacement nominee if necessary. But at that point, okay, say Izzy does go up on the block. Cameron would want Izzy to go. He wants to make a big move. But Red is pushing, no, we need to take out Jag or Blue this week, no matter what. Red does not seem to realize what a precarious position they're in right now. Red was even volunteering to go up as a pawn if Jag or Blue won the power veto, which is just so unbelievably dumb to me. How can you be so clueless and volunteer to be a pawn like that on your friend's HOH? Like, what? It's driving me crazy. So anyway, we find out that Red won the power veto. Okay, so Cameron and Red have all the power this week. Will they do anything with it? Short answer, no. But keep in mind, everything they do this week could also be negated by the power of invincibility, right? Because that is going to be a possibility this eviction and next eviction if it's not used this week. So it's going to be interesting to see how that factors in. But oh my goodness, I have to say, the evening that ensued after Red won the power veto was dumb. It was really dumb. There was lots of very, very questionable gameplay, a lot of bad decisions being made. So let's unpack it. Red and Cameron were chatting in the HOH room, and Red says, I sure think that there's a smaller alliance within Legend 25. And remember, Legend 25 is their alliance of 8. So it's Red, Cameron, Matt, Cirie, Felicia, Izzy, Bowie, and Mimi. Yeah, you think? Like, there's multiple smaller alliances within that. I'm assuming he's talking about Cirie, Izzy, and Felicia, maybe Mimi grouped in with that group as well. But that is like the tip of the iceberg. They have no idea how much is going on outside of their fake-ass Legend 25. So that being said, Red wants to leave the nominations the same and take out Jag this week. He thinks that they'll gain some trust with the Legend 25 Alliance by leaving the nominations the same. Because again, Izzy's been freaking out for days, right? Worried that she's going to be going up on the block. But now Red has the power. So he's thinking, if I leave noms the same, Izzy's going to be like, oh, I can trust him. Like, we're all good. So Red is saying he does not want to disassemble this Legend 25 Alliance until jury starts. He is super freaking invested in this alliance because it's named after his kid. One of his kids is named Legend. Way too attached to this alliance. So yeah, also Red, they were going to target you this week. This very week. He thinks he's got a few weeks before things start popping off. No. All right. Cameron is feeling much less confident than Red about this alliance. He doesn't want to be in it anymore. So I'm done with this. I don't want to be a part of this, but I'm still going to do it. He wants to work with Red, Bowie, and Matt. He feels like he can trust them. Red adds that he also really trusts Cirie. Cameron agrees. These two think that they have Cirie in their back pocket, and they are sorely mistaken. Red feels so confident in his bond with Cirie that he said if it came down to it, Cirie would pick him over Izzy. Stop. Like, please stop. It's too much. Absolutely not. Like, are you out of your mind? He really thinks that Cirie would pick him over Izzy. Who is Cirie with 98% of every day? Izzy. So yeah, I think she's solid with Izzy. But anyway, Red wants to ignore that. So let's check in with the nominees because I just can't. So Jag and Blue are super bummed that they couldn't pull out a win in the power veto competition. I think Jag was maybe second place, less than a minute behind Red. But Jag and Blue figure they're both going to be staying on the block this week. Yeah, I think that's a safe guess, right? They agree, though. They're both going to campaign this week. However, they are going to be advocating for themselves and not bad-mouthing each other. All right, I mean, that makes sense, right? You don't have to trash talk the other nominee. So then America comes in, and she's encouraging them to talk to Cameron because she says Cameron and Red have to know that a lot of people are coming after them next week. They're going to need numbers. They need people that can keep them safe. I think they're in denial about that. So good luck trying to convince them of it. But America says, no one would expect you guys working with Cameron and Red since you were targeting each other. So this could work really well. So they're like, yeah, you could be right. We'll see what we can do. So after America leaves, Jag and Blue are trying to figure out who can we get Cameron to nominate if we can get Red to use the veto. Can we get him to nominate like Bowie or Mimi? Now they were talking about this before they even had the power veto competition. It seemed like a pipe dream then, and it seems even less likely now. But yeah, they're like, if we can get Mimi or Bowie up on the block, we can flip the script and we'll both stay. So they want to get their alliance together, the 7 Deadly Sins, for a meeting. So just a reminder, 7 Deadly Sins, it's Jag, Blue, Matt, Jared, Cirie, Izzy, and Felicia. They want to get everyone together, come up with a plan, try and figure out who they can get up on the block. But they don't realize that if there was a situation where the veto is used, it would most likely be Izzy going up as the replacement nominee. Izzy, a fellow member of the 7 Deadly Sins. So a little while later, Blue is bringing up her idea. Well, not her idea, but this idea to a few members of the 7 Deadly Sins. She's talking to Izzy, Felicia, and Matt. And Blue's like, I think we could get Red to use the power veto. And then I think we can get Cameron to put up Bowie or Mimi. What do you guys think? And Izzy's like, no. There's no way that Cameron would put Bowie up on the block. Bowie is super tight with Cameron and Red. They're not going to risk her like that. He's working with her. So Izzy says, honestly, I feel like I would be the replacement nominee if the veto is used. Yes. So Izzy says, I'm sorry, but I can't be a part of this plan because it's not going to be good for me. So Izzy says she does want Jag and Blue both to stay, but she's really nervous that she or Jared would be the replacement nominee. So she can't be doing that. All right. So Corey and America have a chat in the storage room. And Corey says, the play for Jag here would definitely be throwing Izzy under the bus, right? Corey knows that Izzy would be the replacement nominee. But Corey says, we can't tell Jag to do that because we will be screwed if Izzy goes up on the block because we'd have to show our hand. Cameron would want them to vote out Izzy, right? And Corey says we would vote to keep her. So that means we would lose Cameron and Red. Yeah, I had a feeling if Izzy was to go up on the block, Corey would feel like it was too early to make a move against her and Cirie. I didn't think he would go for that. So yeah, we have some confirmation here that he would be voting to keep Izzy. I don't know. Seems kind of dumb. I don't know. But yeah, he said if we did that, we would lose Cameron and Red. So it's good that that's not happening. Corey thinks that they're in an okay spot in the middle for now, while Cameron and Red are still in the picture. They're still targets for Sari, Izzy, that side of the house. But once those dudes are gone, they're going to need to figure something out here because they don't want to be the lowest on the alliance list, right, for Sari and Izzy. So Corey advises America, get closer to Izzy. You need to become her best friend. You need to follow her around like a puppy. But it's just so funny because Sari also told Izzy to get close to America, right? Because they were worried that Izzy was going to be going up on the block this week. So Sari was like, we need America's vote locked in, hang out with her. So like America and Izzy are both being told to hang out with each other. And they're like doing their jobs and hanging out. But like, is anyone even having any fun? Are they just doing what they're told? Yeah. So anyway, Jared joins Corey and America. And Jared is complaining about Izzy. He says she's getting on my nerves with all her like spiraling and stuff, which is funny because Jared was doing the same thing a day or two ago when he thought his ass was going to be on the line. So Corey confirms, yeah, I mean, Izzy would be going up this week if the power veto is used. And he's like, I put in a lot of work with Cameron to vouch for Izzy and make sure that she's safe this week. I mean, Corey did vouch for her, but like also part of the reason Izzy is not in danger right now is because Cameron and Red are delusional. Okay. So anyway, Legend 25 has a meeting in the HOH room. So Cameron, Red, Matt, Sari, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, and Bowie. So Felicia lets them know, yeah, I've been hearing that Jag and Blue are going to try and get Red to use the veto, and they want to get Mimi or Bowie up on the block as the replacement. So Red's like, well, good luck to them because Jag and Blue have both had my name in their mouths. Yeah. So he's like, it wouldn't make sense for me to use the power of veto. That makes as much sense as wiping before you poop. I mean, I've seen a lot of proverbial wiping before you poop this season. Like, there's been a lot of dumb shit going on that doesn't make sense. So, why stop now? But yeah, Red says Jag is the target this week. I'm not going to make Cameron's job harder by taking down a nominee. Like, why would I do that? I mean, if that's what you're going for, sure. So, Red says he wants the alliance to stay strong until jury, and then they can start battling it out. That's nice, but like the rest of the alliance doesn't feel that way. So maybe you should make a move. I don't know. But anyway, after Sari and Felicia give Jared a warning, they tell Jared, you better tell Blue to shut her mouth because they're telling him about the Legend 25 meeting. Red and Cameron are saying that Jag is the target this week. So they don't want Blue to start like running her mouth and changing things up here, right? They're fine with Jag leaving. So Blue, don't mess this up. And they're telling Jared, if Blue spills about the Seven Deadly Sins Alliance, we're going to vote her ass out because we can't be having that, right? We need to still make it seem like we're good with Red and Cameron until we can get them out of here. So there's also the potential that Blue could mess things up with the little plan to try and get the power veto used and get Mimi or Bowie up on the block. So they tell Jared, tell her to be quiet, and she's just going to have to lose Jag this week. That's just what it is. So Jared leaves after he gets his instructions, and Felicia and Sari are still talking. And Felicia lets Sari know, Jared told me that he was the one who came up with the plan to try and get Bowie or Mimi up on the block as replacement. So Sari is pissed upon hearing this. Her little boy, her Jared, is the one causing all this trouble right now. So she's just like, I don't know, what Jared's doing. I guess he's just trying to keep Blue and Jag around. He likes Jag. But they want to make sure that this information does not get back to Red and Cameron, right? They don't need Red and Cameron hearing that Jared was trying to mess with their plans because they don't want Jared to become those guys' next target. All right. So a little later, Jared tells Blue, hey, you got to ditch this POV plan. So he's listening to his mommies. You got to ditch the POV plan. You need to let it go. You cannot be trying to save Jag when you're not safe yourself. So Blue's like, no, I get it. I was just exploring to see if there were any options where we could both be safe this week. But Blue is promising she's done with it. She's going to behave. Okay. So anyway, Jag and Matt are chatting in the scary bedroom. And Jag has now at this point received word from both Matt and Izzy that he is officially Red and Cameron's target this week, and the power veto will not be used. So Jag has to regroup now. He's got to figure out what he's going to do up on the block against Blue. So Jag and Matt pledge their loyalty to each other. They've been together since day one. Matt says that Riley told him not to trust Blue. I mean, he takes everything that Riley said as gospel. It's a lot. Let's back up a little bit. Riley's not there anymore. She doesn't know what's going on. She didn't know what was going on when she was there. But anyway, Jag says to Matt, if you're ever up on the block, I'm going to fight for you to stay, just like I did for Riley, even though it put a target on my back. So, I'm going to be loyal to you. So Matt says, I'm going to do what I can to help you. He wants to try and flip this vote to keep Jag this week. So he's planning on talking to Sari. He's going to push that they need Jag as a number for their side to go up against Cameron and Red. All right. So then Jag spills some tea to Matt. Jag's like, I got to tell you, please don't tell anyone. America came up to me and she was grilling me earlier about our alliance. He's talking about the 7 Deadly Sins Alliance. I don't think she dropped the name, but she did name at least 6 out of the 7 people in the alliance. So Jag was just like, what? He was very taken aback by this, right? So he says he denied it to America, but America let him know that she heard about it from Corey, and Corey had heard about it from Jared. Uh-oh. So Jag says, I think Jared is being sketchy. Like, why would he tell Corey about our alliance? Jared is trying to make me a target to America and Corey so that they'll vote me out and Blue will stay. So does Jag bring any of this very important information to Red, the power veto holder, or Cameron, the HOH? No. Jag decides instead he's going to spill to Izzy and then to Sari, because all information in this house has to be filtered through Izzy and Sari. So, okay, Izzy is hearing, oh my God, America called out our alliance. America heard it from Corey. Corey heard it from Jared. And Izzy is definitely trying to downplay Jared's part in this whole thing. She's like, I don't think Jared did it with any malice intended. He was probably just trying to gain Corey's trust or something, right? So when Sari hears about it, she's really annoyed that people can't keep their mouths shut, right? And we've seen a lot of that this season. She's annoyed that Corey told America. I think she could have had at least a little bit of fake anger for Jared spilling to Corey. Like, that kind of should have been a red flag, right? That she wasn't really very upset with Jared, mostly just Corey. So Sari tells Jag, if America keeps bringing it up, you need to keep denying it. She's really worried that America is going to bring this information to Cameron and Red. Oh, that would be bad, right? Too bad it's not happening. All right, a little later, Sari, Izzy, Felicia, and Matt are discussing the vote. And Sari says, we don't have to do what Cameron and Red want, right? They've made it very clear that they want Jag out this week. And Sari says Cameron and Red are trying to take out all the guys because they think once those guys are gone, they're just going to steamroll over all of us ladies to get to the end, right? They're going to win all the competitions. They're going to get rid of us and they're going to win. So, I mean, that does seem to be their plan at this point for the most part. But this group talks about how Jag is going to be a much stronger competitor than Blue, right? And they figure he can help us take out Red and Cameron. So they all agree this will draw a line in the sand, right? It's going to be a big FU to Red and Cameron, but they're tired of this fake ass Legend 25 alliance. And they want to keep someone around who will be a strong number for them. So they count the votes. They realize, all right, we need 5 to tie this week, which is no good because they don't want Cameron breaking the tie. They need 6 votes to just straight up make something happen. So they're going through the votes. Sari, Izzy, Felicia, Matt. They figure they can get Mimi on board. That's 5. And then they're going to go for Jared, right? Ooh, this is sticky though, because that would mean Jared has to vote out Blue, his showmance. So they're planning on telling Jared at the last minute because they figure he's probably not going to be super happy about having to vote out Blue. But they insist they will be able to get him to do this. Again, that should be kind of like a red flag that Suri is so confident that she's going to be able to get Jared to vote out his showmans. Like, what? Why is she so confident, right? Like, that would definitely make me think. But anyway, they fill in Mimi on the plan. She's cool with it. And they all agree they're not going to include Corey or America in on this plan either, right? They want this to be a split vote because if you look at the voting breakdown here, I feel like this is going to be a who flipped moment for Cameron and Red if this stays a blindside, right? If they can keep it a secret. Cameron and Red might assume that Corey and America flipped before they assume that their precious baby Matt and Jared, Blue's showmance, flipped, right? So they're trying to keep this a little ambiguous. Okay. So anyway, at this point, the vote has flipped for Jag to stay and for this to be a blindside of Red and Cameron. Oh my God. So a little later, Suri and Felicia let Jag know, hey, we're keeping you. I just want to point out, though, this all happened on Saturday night, and the eviction is on Thursday. So I'm not going to hold my breath on anything right now because we've seen how this cast likes to flip-flop back and forth on the votes. So it could happen. Jag might say, but he might not. They might change their minds a million times before Thursday. So anyway, they tell Jag, you're going to need to have our backs because this is really going to draw a line in the sand for us. And Jag's like, of course, I have you. He promises he's not going to tell anyone about this vote flip. All right. So later that night. Oh no. We're on this part. Later that night, Jared is about to bust from his mouth and his pee-pee. So Jared and Blue are making out in their usual spot on that Skybridge lounge, whatever you want to call it. And Jared reveals his mom is in the house. What a freaking idiot. Oh my God. You knew it was only a matter of time before he decided to spill his secret to Blue. So pathetic. So he doesn't reveal that it's Suri. And Blue assumes that Felicia is Jared's mom. Of course, he doesn't correct her on that. But are you effing kidding me, Blue? How are you so clueless? How is she not putting these pieces together? You have just been informed that Jared's mommy is in the house. And you're ignoring the family resemblance between Jared and Suri. You're ignoring that they've both talked about Connecticut and Jersey City. Also, Jared has talked about his prior experience with reality TV. Now, of course, we know he's talking about being the family visit for Suri on Survivor for like 2 minutes. But also, Suri is a Survivor legend. So how are you not putting the pieces together that his reality TV experience may be in part due to Suri being a Survivor legend? What? So she's not putting the pieces together there. Blue also doesn't seem to give a shit about the secret reveal. You'd think she'd be more anything finding out that her hookup's mom is in the house with them. She wasn't mad. She wasn't excited. She wasn't anything. It was really bizarre. She says it doesn't change anything. She was honestly wondering, is this even for real? Why were you thinking I was going to be so any emotion about this reveal? I can't even pick one emotion because she was none of them. Jared was playing it up like she was going to be so pissed or whatever. She was just nothing. So I'm wondering if she thinks there's more to it, right? And here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so follow this. Jared is saying his mom's in the house. Blue is assuming it's Felicia. Jared's fake last name that he's using is Washington. Cameron is circulating around the rumor that Felicia is related to Denzel Washington. He's saying that he thinks that Felicia is Denzel's sister. What if Blue is like, oh my God, Jared Washington, Felicia's son. Felicia Washington, what if she thinks she's hooking up with Denzel's nephew? Like, what? I'm trying to figure out explanations of why Blue would go through with this showmance when she's heard all of the terrible things that Jared says about women. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And it's kind of making me go a little crazy. But anyway, yeah, during this conversation, Jared's like, I'll tell you the full story if you keep passing my tests. Ew. He's also, throughout this conversation, going back and forth about it, like, oh, maybe it's not true. Maybe it is. Like, I didn't confirm it for you. It's exhausting and it's really annoying. So then Blue's asking, like, oh, does Felicia like me? Oh my God. And Jared's like, yeah, I don't know. Blue is saying, again, this wouldn't change anything for her. She would never put Jared and Felicia up on the block together. That's nice. If she was going to put Felicia up, she says it would be with Sari. Uh-oh. So, also, Blue calls Jared a hoe for wilding out with her while his mom's in the house. It is kind of gross, right? It's like really weird and uncomfy. I don't like it. But anyway, it doesn't stop her or him. I wish that Blue would do something with this information, but apparently she's a dud. Like, she hasn't spoken a word of this. You're on the block right now, girl. What are you doing? So, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, this information got them all horned up or something, because not long after, they engage in some sort of sexual activity. I don't know if, like, his mom being in the house is part of it for them, like, ew. But after that all went down, Jared's like wiping down the cushion with disinfectant wipes. No, I can't. I'm sorry, but like, it's one thing to be doing the nasty in the house, which is like questionable, but like to be doing it in like a public hangout area, and his mom's in the house. Ah, shut it down. Please shut it down. Please. I can't. And I have to say, all of the edits that people have been making of Sari being like, clean that up a little bit, and then Jared wiping down the cushion are too much. It's too much. But I also love it. So yeah, it's wild. I can't handle it, clearly. So anyway, on Sunday, I also have to mention on Sunday, it's funny because Blue was like bringing her lunch over to like sit and eat with Felicia and Sari, and it's like, oh, she's hanging out with her mother-in-law. Anyway, okay. It's just, we have to see how Blue acts around Felicia now, right? She said nothing's gonna change. It's just funny. Okay, so anyway, Sunday. Let's talk about Sunday, please, God. Jag checks in with Red, and Jag's like, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't expect you to use the power veto on me, right? Like, let's keep it straight here. I'm just checking to see where your head is at. You know, I want to talk to you out of respect. You are the POV winner. So Red says, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be good for my game to use the power veto this week, because you are one of the only people that I've heard saying my name as a target so far. So like, why would I use the veto? You better open up those ears a bit more, dude. Like, a lot of people are saying your name. But Red says, I want to stay with the majority right now. Good luck with that, because you are not with the majority. Red tells Jag, it's not personal. I think you're a great guy. And Jag says, you know, just keep in mind, if you think I can benefit your game, I would love to stay. And he says he's going to campaign for himself, but not against Blue. Okay. So anyway, Jared and Sari have a check-in the comics bedroom. And Sari is telling Jared, we cannot trust Corey. Cannot trust Corey. And Jared's like, why? Why though? And Sari says, because Corey is working with Red's group and with us. You know, he's spilling some information. It's not great. He is intentionally telling America stuff so that this information will come out, but he will not be, it won't look like he's the one spreading it. Right? It's going to look like America's spreading all this information. So he's being crafty like that. So Jared says, well, I don't trust anyone in this house, and I don't give out valuable information. Oh, he literally just the night before, hours before, told Blue that his mom is in the house. I would consider that valuable information. Of course, I have to point out, he did not tell Sari about him spilling the secret to Blue. He's keeping that on the down low. He's not telling mommy that, but he's telling Blue stuff. Suri, what have they gotten you into? So, right, we thought it was going to be an advantage for Suri to come in here with Jared, but I don't know anymore. I think it might be a disadvantage. So, Suri drops a bomb on Jared. She's like, look, this is just between me and you. I'm not supposed to be saying this right now. Blue might be going home this week, so don't tell her. So Jared's like, well, why Blue? And Suri says the group doesn't trust her and they feel like they can trust Jag more. So Jared's like, well, this is not good for me. You know, Blue is my +1. And Suri's like, yeah, I get that, but Jag is going to be eternally grateful to us if we keep him. Plus, Cameron and Red are not going to know who flipped, so this is going to be great. We can sow some distrust on the other side. They might think that it was Corey and America that flipped instead of you and Matt. Like, this is going to be great. So Suri says, the rest of the group did not want to tell you until right before, but I wanted you to know. So Jared's like, this sucks. Like, this would be like me taking Izzy away from you. And Suri's like, not really. Cause like she says, Izzy does a lot for us. You know, she keeps our secret, whatever. However, Blue does nothing for us. I mean, she does some stuff for Jared or to Jared or whatever. But, yeah, Suri says Blue doesn't even get information from the other side because the other side doesn't trust her, right? They don't give her any info to bring to us. So she's just sitting there doing nothing. So Suri says, you just have to trust me on this. You know, don't act differently with everybody because you know this. Like, you have to act like you don't know anything. And Jared's like, again, this is not good for me. He thanks his mom for telling him, but he's like, this makes me not trust the group. The group meaning for real, right? That group of 7. And he's like, I don't care about keeping that group safe anymore because clearly I don't really like factor into their plans. They're not even telling me about this. Like, I don't care about keeping them safe. And Suri's like, I think you need to think about that a bit more before you say things like that. So after Jared leaves, Suri is like, Jared is ridiculous, so stupid. You're in a game with so many people and you think Blue is your savior? Come on, man. So, yeah. Anyway, in other news, how long is Jared going to hold on to this info? Was he going to spill the Blue? I mean, he told Blue that his mom's in the house. Anyway, in other news, Red and Cameron are still hanging out in Delusionville, USA. They are so far from reality. They're talking about how when Legend 25 eventually falls apart, which they think won't be for a few weeks, they will have an alliance of 5 with the 2 of them, Matt, Bowie, and Suri. It just it blows my mind that they think that they have Suri. What? They have no idea that as of now, Blue is going to be leaving on Thursday, and Suri is part of that. They want Jag out this week, of course, right? They're assuming that's going to happen. They think it's a slam dunk. Hell yeah. Woo! So they're thinking Jag is leaving this week, and then their next 2 targets are Blue and America. So they're still not even going to make a move. Oh my God. They think out of the 2, Blue and America, that America should probably go first because Blue is going to be easier to take out later on, right? They don't really need to worry about her that much. She's not really doing anything. But they feel like America would have to go before her. I mean, they really don't realize that this Legend 25 is BS. It's nothing. Ugh. So anyway, moving on. Mimi had her reward dinner from the HOH competition last night, and it's funny. They should have given them like a pressure cooker prepared meal, but I think it was not that. But she got to choose 3 people to join her. So she picked Suri, Felicia, and America. And I believe the reasoning behind picking was America. Did I just say something weird? The reason behind picking America was, I said reasoning. She wanted to make America feel like she is part of that for real alliance, right? They want to make sure she feels like the group so that she will vote with them. Not this week, though. They don't want America voting with them this week. But anyway, yeah, that was the group. So after the dinner, America was feeling a little bit tipsy. She was tipsy the night before, too, because she had some of Cameron's HOH wine, and she was cuddling all over Corey in that hammock. Well, last night, America and Corey cuddled in the have-not room. And at one point, America like gets on top of him. She's like all over him. And Corey is like, you're not going to get out of this what you want to get out of it. And she's like, what do I want? Girls Gone Wild. Corey did not let it go any further. I do think he was like enjoying it. So like it wasn't like a weird situation like that. I just want to be clear about that. It does seem like he is getting more and more into her, but he just like doesn't want to be doing all that on live feeds, right? He keeps saying his mom's watching. So I do think he has genuine feelings for her, but he does not want to go there. He's focused on the game and he doesn't want all that on the live feeds. But anyway, yeah, they're cute, but keep it together. I think Corey's been really distracted. He is not in the loop right now, right? He doesn't know that the vote has flipped to keep Jag. He's not a part of that. So I think he's definitely getting a little distracted here, and it's hurting his game. Meanwhile, while that was all going down, Jared and Blue are talking about going for round 3 once some more people go to sleep. Make it stop. I can't do this. They're going to run out of disinfectant wipes. All right. So anyway, today they had the power veto ceremony, and as expected, Red did not use the power veto because he's oblivious and boring or whatever. So Blue and Jag remain up on the block. Jag is Cameron's target, but as of now, Blue is going. And the only people that know about this are Jag, Cirie, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, Matt, and Jared. But this group does not realize that Jared already knows, right? Cirie told him on the down low, and he has not spilled that yet. The group is trying to figure out, when are we going to tell Jared about this vote, right? We want him to feel like he's a part of it, but we also don't want to give him enough time to spill to Blue. Hi, Bowie.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Okay, so
there's those Clorox
yeah. So far, Jared has not warned Blue, but we'll see how long that lasts, right? I mean, he's not a very good secret holder. And also, he doesn't want to get rid of Blue before jury starts, because that would, that would mean that they're probably going to be split up, one in jury, one not. And that is like Jared's worst nightmare, because he wants to be able to keep getting some consistently. All right, so we'll see if he tries to flip the vote back. I don't know, but we still have 3 days left until the eviction, or not. The voting closed for the secret power today. And I don't know, there's been a lot of speculation, seeing people coming out of the diary room smiling, like, were they notified or are they just happy? I don't know. But
who was smiling?
Jared.
No.
Jared and Izzy.
No.
So I don't know who America voted for, but yeah, so we'll find out who the 4 competitors are soon, hopefully. And there may not be an eviction this week. We don't know, right? It's going to be interesting. Imagine after all of this and nobody's evicted. We have to do this again. So yeah, let me know.
Have to do Meet the Parents.
Yeah, let me know. I was just watching the second one the other day when it was on. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments on this. I want to thank today's super chatters because you're all amazing. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always.
I don't think I was very accurate with the C chat. There might be more.
Okay, I'll just scroll.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always. Adorable kitty cat. Laura Dalton, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that. Alex Paredes, thank you so much. Alex's first super chat of the season. This season is so good. I love your videos as always. Who are you rooting for this far? I'm Team Cirie / America. First of all, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And who are you rooting for? Oh my god, I don't even know at this point.
It's constantly changing.
It is constantly changing. Like, I was really liking Corey. Now I'm worried for him. I'm still rooting for him, but I'm worried for him. I love Cirie. I love watching her. I like Jag too. Cirie, I love her, but I kind of want her to get knocked down a peg or two. I want Jared to go. Okay, that's what it is. I want Jared to go. But yeah, Jag I think is great. I think he makes some dumb game moves, but I like him as a person. Yeah, I don't know. I like America too, but she needs to be careful who she's sharing information with.
I like Felicia, but she's a bitter Betty.
That's another thing. I really like Felicia, but I don't like the way that she talks to people sometimes. Yeah. So anyway, thank you again. Edward Simmons, thank you so much. Edward says, if I were to rate this week, I would give it 5 out of 10. Could have been better. Entertainment wise, phenomenal. Gameplay, really low. Gameplay 3, 2.5. I don't know, but it's been entertaining, I think. Wendy Will, thank you so much. Yay. And that's what you missed on Glee. That's where we're at. So I really like Matt too, but he's kind of being like a rat so far, which I'm not opposed to. But do we really need another person sharing all their information with Suri?
I wish he would be a rat with somebody else.
Yeah, be a rat for somebody else, right?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Yay! We will be back tomorrow for more, right, Bowie? Bowie Stardust! Yay!
Don't knock the table over.
Yes. And thank you for watching. Until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Oh, bark, bark. See you tomorrow. Bye.